The network topology analysis for best route is similar to the analysis for shortest path, with the exception of, with the best route analysis, you can select multiple visit points along your route, as compared to the shortest path analysis where you can only select a starting and ending point. In this lesson, we'll look at the example of a restaurant or a store that has a delivery driver that must plan his route where he can stop at multiple locations and then return to his original location at the store. So what we have is a drawing, and I'll zoom in on this, that just has some road center lines, and they've been used to create a network topology for the roads. So in the Map Explorer, under Topologies, I can see my topology roads, and it's currently not loaded, and I can tell this because the icon beside it is grayed out. So if I right-click on the topology roads, go to Administration, and pick Load Topology. This will load the topology into memory, and it also audits the topology to make sure that it is correct and complete. So we'll go ahead and pick OK. And now that our topology is loaded, when I right-click on it, we'll see that all of our other commands are available. So I can go to Analysis and select Network Analysis. Now in the Network Topology Analysis wizard, I'm asked to pick what type of analysis I would like to run. I'll select Best Route, and here you can see the example of a best route analysis starting at point number 1 and looping around through points 2, 3, 4, and then back to 1. It's important to remember that the best route analysis always returns to its starting point unless it meets the resistance requirements and it was to stop. So I'll pick Next, and here we pick our start point and visit points. And you'll notice that the endpoint is grayed out because we don't select an endpoint for a best route analysis. So I'll select a start point, and I'll pick near this intersection here, and I don't have to snap because the routine will automatically snap to the nearest node within the topology, and then enter to accept that point. And then I'll select my visit points. And I have to select these one at a time. So we'll select our first point here, and then enter to accept that point. Pick the button to select another visit point, and we'll pick somewhere up here, and enter. And then we'll pick a third visit point, maybe all the way off on the western edge of our map here, and then enter again. And I could continue to add as many visit points as I would like before I perform my analysis. And then we'll pick Next. On the Resistance and Direction panel of the wizard, I could enter values for link direction and the link direct and reverse resistances. In our case, we'll just leave these as defaults or blank, and it will automatically use the values that were created as part of the topology. For maximum resistance, I'm going to enter a value of 100,000 because for one reason or another the value that comes here by default may typically create an error for you when you run the best route analysis. So we'll give it a value that is far larger than anything that we'll need for the resistance. And 100,000 will be far larger than that. So we'll pick Next, and we'll choose to highlight the results and color them red. If I wanted to, I could create an additional topology based on the results of this analysis. And that would be a good option if I wanted to save the geometry for a later use. So I'll pick Finish, and once the analysis is finished, I'll see the results highlighted in red. And here we can see the best route based on our start point. And remember, our first point was about here. It continued around the loop all the way out to point number 2, backtracks on the same road all the way out to point number 3, and then it goes back to our start point. And since we chose to just highlight the results, as soon as I redraw, that information will be cleared from the screen.